She hit send on that final text. We're done. I need more. Grace thought Ben would beg. Thought he'd chase. Thought he'd crumble like he always did. But this time, silence. For 3 years, Ben had been her safety net. The guy who showed up at 2 a.m. when her car broke down. The one who remembered her mother's birthday. The man who quietly loved her while she kept one foot out the door, always scanning for something better. She told her friends he was too nice, too available, too boring. So when Jason, the smooth-talking consultant with a luxury car, showed interest, Grace made her choice. She walked away from Ben without looking back. What she didn't know was that she'd just triggered a psychological countdown, one that would haunt her for years. Stay with me, because what happens next reveals why walking away from the right person becomes a mistake that some women never recover from. The first month felt like vindication. Jason took Grace to restaurants Ben could never afford, posted her on his social media, made her feel seen, visible, valuable. Ben, he vanished completely. No texts, no calls, no desperate attempts to win her back. Grace told herself this proved she'd made the right choice. If he really loved me, he'd fight for me, she thought. But here's what Grace didn't understand, and what most people miss entirely. Ben wasn't giving up. He was finally choosing himself. See, for 3 years, Ben had been pouring from an empty cup, loving someone who treated his affection like a convenience, not a gift. He'd finally realized something that changed everything. You can't lose what was never truly yours. And that realization, it made him unmovable. By month 2, cracks started showing. Jason's charm had an expiration date. The romantic dinners became routine, then rare. The attention she craved spread thin across multiple women, blowing up his phone. Grace found herself doing something she swore she'd never do. She checked Ben's social media. What she saw made her stomach drop. Ben looked different, not heartbroken, not desperate, not waiting. He looked free. New haircut, new confidence. Photos with friends, traveling, genuinely smiling. Not the rehearsed smile he wore when he was trying to make her happy. And in the most recent photo, a woman. Beautiful, genuine smile, looking at Ben like he was the only person in the room. The caption simply read, "Finally found someone who knows my worth." Grace's hand trembled as she scrolled. Jason called for the 3rd time that day. She didn't answer. For the first time since leaving, she felt it. That hollow ache that starts in your chest and spreads like poison. Regret. But here's where the real psychological torture begins. What Grace is experiencing has a name in psychology. Loss aversion and the grass is greener syndrome. When a woman walks away from a good man, especially one who loved her authentically, she often believes she's trading up. But the brain doesn't register what it loses until it's gone permanently. Here are 3 psychological realities that hit women who leave the right man. 1. The retroactive appreciation effect. You don't value consistency until it's replaced with chaos. Jason gave excitement, but no stability. Number 2 a.m. phone calls. No emotional safety. The qualities Grace dismissed as boring were actually the foundation of real love. 2. The comparison trap. Every new man gets compared to the one who got away. Jason isn't as thoughtful, not as loyal, doesn't know how she takes her coffee. The new man isn't worse. He's just being measured against a ghost she can never recapture. 3. The permanence paradox. Grace believed Ben would always be available, that his love was so strong, she could return anytime. But high-value men don't wait. They heal, grow, and move forward. And when they do, that door closes forever. 3 months later, Grace did the unthinkable. She texted Ben, "Hey, been thinking about you. Can we talk?" Hours passed. No response. Then a day. 2 days. Finally, 3 words appeared. "I've moved on." Not angry. Not emotional. Just final. Grace called. Straight to voicemail. She drove to his apartment. Different car in his parking spot. She reached out to his best friend, who politely told her, "Ben is in a different place now. He's happy. Please respect that." That's when the full weight crushed her. Jason? Already showing interest in someone else. Ben? Gone forever. And Grace was standing in the wreckage of a choice she could never undo. The The man who would have fought the world for her had finally chosen himself instead. Let me be crystal clear about something. This isn't about punishment. This isn't karma. This is simply cause and effect. When you treat a high-value man like an option, he will eventually treat you like a memory. Here's what women who avoid Grace's mistake understand. Lesson 1. Low-value behavior attracts low-value men. When you chase excitement over consistency, drama over peace, status over character, you filter out the very men who would have built empires for you. Jason was exactly who Grace's choices attracted. Lesson 2. High-value men don't chase, they choose. Ben didn't fight for Grace because high-value men don't beg. They don't chase. They offer their best, and if it's not valued, they redirect that energy to someone who will cherish it. Lesson 3. Regret is a permanent resident. Even if Grace finds someone else, even if she moves on, there will always be moments, wedding songs, familiar restaurants, certain smells that bring Ben back. Not as he was, but as what he represented, the one that got away. Sleepless nights wondering what if. Every new relationship measured against what you lost. The knowledge that your best chance walked out the door. Watching from a distance as they build the life you rejected. Carrying the weight of a choice you can never take back. So here's my challenge to you. If you're with someone who shows up consistently, loves you authentically, and chooses you daily, but you keep looking for something better, ask yourself what you're really searching for. Because chances are, you're standing next to it while staring at a mirage. Ben moved on. Grace didn't. Not because she couldn't find someone else, but because she never stopped comparing everyone else to the man who chose himself over her chaos. Don't let this be your story. Value what you have while you have it. Because some men, the real ones, only come around once. If this resonated, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me what you learned. And share this with someone who might need to hear it. I'll see you in the next video.